As the relentless countdown echoed in Ryan Garcia's ears, referee Thomas Taylor delivered a 10 count. The stricken Californian clung to a desperate wish for more time. Not just 10 seconds, but just a bit more time to catch his breath. A plea unmet. Gervonta Davis clinches the biggest win of the year with a thunderous left hook to Garcia's midsection in round 7. The crowd goes wild, and Tank Davis soaks in the cheers. With a career-defining victory and a fat paycheck, the burning question now looms. Can the Baltimore Star pull off the same magic against Devin Haney? Join us for an exclusive preview, a thrilling glimpse into the inevitable blockbuster showdown between the relentless Gervonta Davis and the formidable Devin Haney, an epic collision of two boxing titans. After Devin Haney snagged that WBC junior welterweight title from Regis Prograis, things got pretty heated on social media between him and Gervonta Davis. Haney's dad, Bill Haney, straight up called out the Tank, saying he's dodging a fight with his son. Davis, being his usual bold self, fired back with cryptic posts, keeping the feud kicking. Now, Haney's moved up 140 pounds, making a face-off with Davis seem like a distant dream. But money might just make things happen. The mere talk of these two going at it has the whole community buzzing. Now imagine the explosion if they actually announced the fight. The promise of a big payday could be the ticket to turning all this social media drama into a real, no-holds-barred showdown in the ring. Gervonta Davis's recent bout with Ryan Garcia shattered records left and right. We're talking $22.8 million just out of the gate, and a jaw-dropping $1.2 million in pay-per-view sales. So a showdown between Haney and Davis, a clash way bigger in magnitude, has the potential to easily surpass all those mind-blowing numbers. The numbers and financial stakes are the real hype, even though it's a bit unclear if Davis is all in for the showdown. Sure, the numbers look promising, but it's a bit of a risky move. Considering the level of skill Haney brings to the table, Davis, with his impressive career, might seem like he's got it all under control. But Haney's 31-0 record and top-notch skills, especially on the defensive front, makes this one a real wild card. Plus, Haney's recently moved up, while Davis hasn't danced in the super lightweight ring since 2021. Also, the Dream is celebrated for his artful mastery in the boxing world. If you can't knock him out, chances are that the fight leans towards him through a unanimous decision. And let's not forget Haney's killer jab, making it a tough puzzle for Davis to solve. Of course, these two are aiming for greatness, and the most direct route to glory might just be this no-holds-barred fight against each other. This is the kind of fight that gets boxing fans buzzing, and we're all on the edge of our seats to see how this one unfolds. As you feel the excitement building, let's walk you through a tactical analysis of this potential showdown and share our prediction as usual. Gervonta Davis steps on the scale at around 134.5 pounds, standing at a compact 5'5". But don't let that short frame fool you. The power behind his punches is downright insane, boasting a KO percentage of 92.59%. On the other side of the ring, Devin Haney hits the scales at 135 pounds and stands tall at 5'8", oozing in talent and skill. Obviously, Haney's got the edge in height, weight, and reach, sporting a reach of 71, while Davis comes in at 67. On paper, Haney's the bigger fighter, but hold up. Labeling Gervonta Davis as an underdog doesn't sit right. Sure, he's smaller, but that one-hit knockout ability of his is just deadly. We reckon Devin Haney brings the finesse and skill, but there's no denying the explosive power in Gervonta Tank Davis. When these titans collide, you can bet the ground will shake, and the ring will feel the intensity of every punch. After Davis handled Romero and aced his previous bouts, it's safe to say Haney might have his hands full defending against those heavy-hitting shots. Haney's got the technical boxing skills, speed, and footwork to make him stand out in the ring. Meanwhile, Davis is the guy known for his dynamite power and aggressive fighting style. He's got a knack for understanding what his opponents are up to and building off that to score those spectacular knockouts. Sure, Haney too has enough snap in his punches to keep his opponents honest, but Tank is a real dog in the ring, armed with a solid high guard. If he's gunning to take down Haney, he'll most likely rely on that high guard and slick head movement to press forward. hanging back won't do him any favors, especially with Haney all up in his face. Calculated pressure, a bit like how Canelo operates. But let's be clear, Haney isn't the type to blindly eat shots either. When it comes to controlling distance, there are very few better than Haney. He showcased that brilliance against Kambosos in the second fight, demonstrating both spitefulness and control. Tank might be miles ahead, but you can bet on Haney to keep him at bay. It might seem one-sided for most of the fight, with Tank bound to have moments of success. But we're leaning towards Haney being in control round after round. Calculated pressure versus meticulous distance control, which would shape up to a tactical masterpiece in the ring. But can Haney go the full 12 rounds without taking significant hits? And what happens if he does catch a clean shot? How's he going to react? It's the big unknown in this matchup. You can also bet that Haney's likely to outbox Tank for a good portion of the fight. But let's not underestimate Tank's prowess. He's a master at getting his shots off, thanks to his elite level framing and guard manipulation. If Tank lands a clean hit, history tells us that Devin might ease off the gas, giving Tank those rounds just by staying active. Plus, Tank can hold his own in the boxing game at a high level. He's like a smaller version of Deontay Wilder. Thinking about Haney's performance against Kambosos, he showcased a blend of spitefulness and control because he could afford to. Against Tank, he's likely to revert to his jab and clinching strategy, steering clear of getting too rough and gritty. Haney could jab Gervonta's head off for a full 12 rounds and smother him on the inside. The size is a factor, but Haney's jab is also a force to be reckoned with. When it comes to Tank, there's no doubt about it, he's got the power, but it seems like his knockouts often come as counters. Our take? Haney's defensive game is too strong to walk into one of Tank's traps. Haney doesn't need to go all in on his attacks. That jab of his can pave the way to a points victory. On the other hand, Haney, in his last tango with a southpaw Jojo Diaz, he did catch a few shots that if thrown by Tank, could potentially do some damage. The lingering question is that just Haney having an off night, or does he genuinely struggle against southpaws? It's a bit of a puzzle, and maybe, just maybe after this bout, we'll get a clearer picture. One thing that you can be sure of is that if Tank comes out swinging early, the fight could easily tip into a 50-50 scenario. But, and there's a big but, what we're not fans of is Tank's tendency to give up the early rounds while he sizes up his opponents. We saw that against the likes of Barrios and Rolly, especially with the taller fighters, where he needed to nail down his distance and timing. Against someone as sharp as Haney, letting them settle into a rhythm could be a deadly move, especially with a killer jab and range control. You could say that Tank is arguably the most powerful and explosive fighter at 135. He's got the kind of dynamism that can flip the script at any moment. And Haney, for all his skills, can be caught clean. He's no Mayweather. Tank's got this knack for walking opponents down with his high guard and head movement. But the trick here is to start from the get-go, not wait until the second half of the fight. If he hangs back on the outside, waiting for the perfect opening, he's just setting himself up to be outboxed. The early rounds might just be the crucial moments where the matchup could be won or lost. But again, Davis has been dropping quite a few rounds in the last 5 fights. He even had some hiccups with Rolly of all people. A technically sound fighter could ruffle Davis's feathers, and Haney, being the strategic boxer he is, won't be aiming to get too greedy up close, a move that might actually play into Tank's strengths. So here's our prediction. While it's our personal belief that Haney would likely emerge victorious against Gervonta, considering his height advantage, technical skills, and deep understanding of the sport, it's boxing, and anything can happen. The stakes are high, with unbeaten records, bragging rights, and legacies hanging in the balance, not to mention the coveted belts. Aligning with the sentiment of boxing legend Oscar De La Hoya, we can't help but echo that Haney vs. Tank has the potential to be the most exciting fight in boxing. What's your take on this matchup? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this breakdown. Until the next video, stay bone crushing.